dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust.
Ready, Freddie?
Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to the SSE Arena Wembley here in London, and this, the world premiere of Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, where we are right now, we are just a stone's throw away from the iconic Wembley Stadium, where in 1985, Queen performed to an audience of hundreds of millions as part of Live Aid in what is regarded as one of the greatest live performances of all time. And tonight, well, Queen are returning to Wembley because not only do we have the incredible cast and filmmakers behind this phenomenal film, but we're going to be joined by rock legends Brian May and Roger Taylor. Now, Queen's legacy can't be confined to just one stadium. So, as well as being live here in Wembley tonight, we are beaming live to hundreds of cinemas around the world, which include Odeon, Cinesa, Forum, UCI, SF Bio, and Finkino. So, a big hello to all of you, or should I say, hola, ciao, hello, hey, sviki, tire, and zdravo. Apologies if I got any of those wrong, but welcome nonetheless. On top of that, we are also live on the interweb to an audience around the globe. Basically, what I'm saying is, it doesn't get any bigger than tonight. So, a premiere of this scale obviously doesn't just happen in the click of a finger, so let's take a little look at how all this came together.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free.
Well, that is how you put together an incredible world premiere like this, and just in the nick of time as well, as I've just been told. Our guests are moments away from stepping onto this beautiful purple carpet this evening, and thankfully we have the brilliant Becca Dudley at the other end of it, ready to greet them. Becca, how excited are you?
Thanks, Alex. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. The fans are excited. The vibe here really is electric. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled, my mic ready for the first guest to arrive tonight. But I am also staying on top of all things social media. So whether you're watching at home, on the live stream, or maybe you're in one of the many cinemas that we are streaming to across the globe, we would love to hear from you. So drop us a tweet, use the hashtag Bohemian Rhapsody. Let us know how excited you are, and we'll be back in a bit.
He's Queen's longtime manager and one of the producers of Bohemian Rhapsody. Please give a huge Wembley welcome to Jim Beach. He's a screen icon and one of the funniest people on planet Earth, playing Ray Foster. Please go wild for Mike Myers.
Wembley, please make some noise noise for the incredible Mike Myers!
Hello, London.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. Very excited to be here.
Now, I've got to say, when I watched the film, your transformation was so incredible, but by the time it got to the end, I was like, oh, I thought Mike Myers was going to be in it. Didn't even recognize you, man.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you absolutely smashed it. How does it feel to be here at the world premiere tonight?
I'm such a Queen fan and such a Freddie Mercury fan. This is a dream come true. I'm just to be here in London, and it's all just, it's just fantastic. A big dream come true.
So how did you get to be involved with Bohemian Rhapsody?
They called me.
They just gave you a call and you went, yep.
Yeah, I said, just tell me when and what to wear. So here I am.
Well, thank you so much for chatting to us and have an amazing night. Mike Myers, everybody.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, playing Queen, please welcome Ben Hardy as Roger Taylor, Joe Mazzello as John Deacon, GWILYM Lee as Brian May, and of course, Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. He plays rock legend Brian May in the movie. Please welcome to the stage, GWILYM Lee. GWILYM, you were just admiring the view up here, weren't you? It's quite a good spot we've got.
It's pretty surreal, isn't it? It's pretty surreal. It's an emotional day, this, really. I mean, we've been through highs and lows, and to be here in Wembley Stadium to play the film in front of thousands of people is incredible.
You must be quite excited. I mean, it must be different watching the movie to being able to watch it with 7,000 or 6,999 other people.
Yeah. It's going to be an event. It really is. And just seeing feeling the energy of those concerts, feeling the music vibrate through your chest. Hopefully it might put you in Wembley Stadium in 1985 or in, all these amazing concerts that Queen played.
So, I mean, that's where we are now, but to take you back much closer to the start of your journey, what was it like being cast in this movie and finding out you were going to be playing Brian May?
Well, I found out I had a FaceTime chat from my agents, and I never have a FaceTime chat from my agents, and I answered it, and they appeared with, Brian May cut-out masks over their face, just cheering and screaming, and I thought, oh, okay, this is happening then, okay. And I celebrated, and my feet didn't touch the ground for about 3 days, I don't think. But when they did, I was like, oh, I've got to do this now. So I went and found a guitar, and I didn't let it go for about a year.
I guess once you've got the guitar, that's part of it. But then having Brian May on hand himself to sort of go, let me help you with this. Did he do that? Was he there going, I would not hold a guitar like that. This is what you should do.
He did, yeah. We had a little pre-record session before the film started at Abbey Road Studio, and everyone was having lunch, and he leant over to me and he was like, do you want to have a little jam in Abbey Road Studios? I was like, yes, I do. So we went there, and he bought his red special guitar, the one and only that he made as a teenager with his father, and jammed with a rock icon. It's pretty amazing.
That must have been, I mean, alongside this and the whole journey, that must have been just an incredible experience.
This is the gift that keeps on giving this job. I mean, that was just one of so many experiences that are going to stay with me forever. I mean, I remember filming Live Aid and being up on that set. It was the very first thing we did. And being midway through the concert, playing Radio Gaga, and just looking out at these hundreds of extras and just thinking what a privilege it is to just be a small part of Queen's story. It's amazing.
Favorite Queen song?
That's so difficult. Every day I have a different favorite. Tonight it's got to be Don't Stop Me Now.
Yes. That feels like a great one for this event.
I don't want it to stop. I don't want the bubble to burst.
GWILYM, have a wonderful world premiere. Lovely to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, GWILYM Lee! Playing Paul Prenter in the film, please give a huge Wembley welcome to Alan Leach.
All right, so I am now joined by some familiar faces from social media. We've got Daniel and Ekin. Hi guys, how are you?
Not bad, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Fantastic, thank you.
Well, you look great, very on brand tonight, smashed it.
A little on the chilly side, won't lie, October in London, but...
Own it, own it. So you guys were in a tribute video, is it, for Queen? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so they brought together a bunch of us from around the world, a bunch of musicians, and got together to record a medley of Queen's greatest hits to celebrate this extravaganza.
Oh, wow. So where can people see that?
Now, today, they can see today. We shared it in our online social media accounts and it's everywhere. You can find it.
Exciting. So were you playing Queen characters?
So we kind of started as just us going into the studio. We got to record it in the Metropolis studios where Queen recorded themselves, and then it sort of transforms into everything Queen. We get a full makeover halfway through.
Well, you kept the eyeliner on, love that.
Yeah, that's all mine now, yeah.
So what do you guys make of our purple carpet tonight? It's very exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I'm a huge Queen fan. It's like, whoa, I want to jump in and see the movie. Like,
It couldn't just be red, it had to be glitter, it had to be everything.
Be very extra, absolutely. Well, we are live streaming to hundreds of countries right now, so just give us a wave and say hi to everybody.
Hi, hundreds of countries. Thanks for joining us on this.
hi!
All right, thanks so much, guys. Have the best night. It's so good. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a huge Wembley welcome to rock legend, Mr. Brian May. Taking the role of Mary Austin in Bohemian Rhapsody, please give a huge Wembley welcome to Lucy Boynton. Ladies and gentlemen, he plays Roger Taylor in Bohemian Rhapsody. It's Ben Hardy. Ben, tell me a little bit about what it's been like walking down this purple carpet. Probably one of the biggest premieres I've ever been to.
It's epic. You know, it's huge. It's kind of took me back. Like when we were coming down in the car, I just heard the thumping of "We Will Rock You," and it kind of hit me like, "Oh my God, this is going to be insane." And it is. It really is. But how fitting that we have such an epic premiere for such an epic band.
An epic band, an epic movie, an epic story that you've told. What was it like becoming part of this and taking on the role of Roger Taylor?
It was a privilege. It really was. It was a privilege. I was really nervous about it, to be honest with you. But after meeting Roger and Brian, they were just so supportive that it kind of made the whole experience a lot easier. And it was just so much fun. Like, I love these guys. You know, it's probably, like, we bonded more than I've bonded with any cast member before. You know, it's been amazing.
It was a wonderful scene. One of the scenes in it that I think captures that bonding, where you're trying to hit the highs in Bohemian Rhapsody itself, the song. What was that like to film? Were you actually really going for it?
Oh, I was really going for it. It didn't sound very good, but I was really going for it. I don't even know in the movie if it's me. I think it might have like auto-tuned the hell out of it. I don't know, or like blended in Roger's voice. But yeah, I was wailing. I was giving it my all. I could hear the crew members just like silently laughing in the background. Yeah.
Go on then. I've been asking everyone, and I would love to know your favourite Queen song. What is the song that means the most to you?
My favourite is White Queen, As It Began. I don't know if you know that one. It's off Queen 2. I love it. It's kind of heartbreaking, but I love it. Especially the live at the Odeon version, which is like amazing. It's like this like 90-second section where they're just riffing and just vamping together, and it's so good. It's so good.
Well, I can only imagine you're excited about getting inside and seeing the movie, so I'll say goodbye right now, but well done on the film. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Hardy. Lucy Boynton, welcome to Wembley. That's a great sentence to start with. How are you this evening, and how's your walk down the purple carpet of the world premiere been?
Good, great, slightly surreal, a lot to take in.
It is a surreal event, a huge event for a huge movie. What was it like becoming part of this film and playing Mary Austin?
Again, I'll have to revert to the word surreal. Everyone, especially if you're British, knows the kind of weight of impact that Queen has had on musical history, on popular culture, everything. So to be even slightly associated or related to that world is such a huge honor.
And how was it? I mean, because you're right, a huge band, a huge story. Were you aware of that on set, or did you kind of have to block some of that out and just go, right, it's a film, I'm an actor, I need to ignore just the scale that I'm working on here?
I feel like at the beginning and end of every day, you're allowed to take that on and realize the kind of weight of it all, but when you're actually on set, you try and be kind of as pragmatic as possible and try and just do the best job you possibly can. And then, yeah, like I said, as soon as you're wrapped, it's like, oh, God.
Release.
Exactly, what is this?
Now, you share, obviously, a lot of scenes with Freddie Mercury, played by Rami Malek. Tell us a little bit about what it was like, because it's an astonishing performance from him. What was it like working with him on those scenes?
It was just such a generic word, but it was so much fun. He really encaptured that very Freddie energy, that electricity that he carried, and it was such an infectious energy that really set the tone for every day on set, and very much it kind of disappeared into it. There was 0% Rami and just 100% Mr. Mercury.
And it's a fascinating story, their relationship. Was there anything that you learned that surprised you about Mary and Freddie's relationship when you were researching the parts for the film?
Kind of everything. I didn't know very much about them at all, and kind of pointedly so. They were incredibly private. She's still an incredibly private person. But the thing that really struck me was when you ask anyone about them who knew them, who saw them together, they all just kind of light up and get this smile on their face. And it was such an exquisite thing to see every single time, so consistently. So to know I was diving into that kind of relationship, it was beautiful.
And your final question, Queen song. If you had to pick one, is there one that really is your favorite, that you have really the fondest memories of hearing?
It changes a lot, and in association with the film, I suppose We Are the Champions has to be the one, because filming Live Aid really bookended the experience. It was my first day and my last day. And so to see him play that, to see them play that on that stage on the very last day with the weight of everything that had happened, I don't think I will ever listen to that song in the same way again.
We Are the Champions. That's your vote for the greatest Queen song. I love that song. I think it's a great choice. Lucy, have a wonderful rest of your premiere. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucy Boynton. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the members of one of the world's most legendary rock bands from Queen. It's Roger Taylor! Ladies and gentlemen, he plays John Deacon in Bohemian Rhapsody. It's Joe Mazzello! Joe, how you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. How are you doing?
Do you know what? I'm doing really good. This is a special night indeed, and a special night for you being part of this band in this movie. Just tell us about what it was like the very first time you heard you were going to be taking on the role of John Deacon.
It was a dream come true. You know, I had heard for months that I was close to getting it, and I was like sending photos of myself, posing like John Deacon, trying to look like John Deacon, playing the bass like John Deacon, just anything I could do to get the role. And I knew I was very close, and incidentally, Queen with Adam Lambert was playing in Brooklyn, and that's where I was living. And so I was like, you know what, should I just go to their concert tonight and just hold up a sign that says, "Put me in your movie"? And it was that day that I found out I got the job. It was that day, and so it really felt fated, and it was just like such an incredible experience. I hugged my dad right away and my mom, and it was just, it's something so special to be a part of.
So you never got to use your "Put Me in This Movie" sign?
No, I'll save that for later, maybe the sequel.
So did you get a chance to actually sit down with John Deacon at all in preparation for this movie? Was he about?
You know, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him. John lives a very private life, and I think that, you know, once Freddie passed away, he said, all right, I'm going to step back from Queen. But, you know, he supports us from afar. He's supportive of the film. But thankfully, I had Brian May and Roger Taylor on set a lot to really give me the ins and outs of John and the band dynamic. And what's so special about them is that they didn't just focus, like they could have, on GWIL and on Ben to just make sure that their person was perfect. They wanted to make sure all four of us, as a unit, had their support and had them there as a resource for us whenever we needed them.
That really comes across in terms of the relationship of the four of you in the band Queen. You all look entirely convincing. Could you play the bass before?
Before? No, but you know, I did what any self-respecting actor would do and lied and said yes, of course. But immediately when I found out I was close, I went to my best friend. I was like, "You got to give me your bass." And I learned how to play Another One Bites the Dust and like a crazy little thing, like some of the easier ones. And then luckily, you know, when Fox brought me out, they brought me out about 5 weeks early and hooked me up with Paul Westwood, maybe the best studio bassist in England. And he was giving me lessons 5 days a week. And we continued that on throughout the entire 6-month shoot. So by the end of it, I was getting pretty good. I was pretty happy with myself, yeah.
You're giving it back to. You're giving it back to. You're going to become a bassist in a rock band.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you have a band that wants me, we'll find out.
Now, tell me, final question. What is your favorite Queen song, Joe? Is there one? You have to pick one.
Yeah, yeah. Traditionally, it's always been Somebody to Love. You know, I know, like, Bohemian Rhapsody is their masterpiece, of course, but I feel like Somebody to Love is equally as epic and maybe a little more accessible. The lyrics just hit me in a way that touch me. There's something so simple about it and something so moving, and it's a song I used to always listen to. Actually, when I directed a film, and every day going to set, every single day I would listen to it to pump myself up for the day. So that's always been my favorite, but I have an appreciation for so many of them now, and different songs that I didn't know or think about in a different way because we got to play them and learn why they were written, and so a lot of the songs are special to me now.
Looking forward to watching the movie with thousands of people in Wembley Arena behind me.
Yes, yeah, it's a bit, you know, completely terrifying. But it's really special, you know what I mean? There's nowhere else I'd rather be. It's fantastic to be here, and it's so special to be a part of it.
Wonderful stuff. Hey, Joe, have a wonderful, wonderful evening, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, playing John Deacon in the film, it's Joe Mazzello.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
worries.
All right, so as you can see, we have got some pretty impressive outfits going down tonight. So many amazing Freddie impersonations. We also have a lot of people getting on touch via social media. So hello to Louis, who said he's loving the premiere and cannot wait to see the movie. Now I can say I have seen it, and it is mind-blowing. So Louis, you're gonna love it. We've also got a tweet from Mike who says, oh, he's naming his son Freddie. I mean, that is pure dedication, right? I mean, guessing that it's related to Freddie Mercury. I'm hoping so. But baby Freddie, that's super cute. We've also got John saying that he ran the 2018 Great North Run as Freddie. Now, John, we're going to need some pictures of that. So send in some using the hashtag Bohemian Rhapsody. Guys, keep them coming.
Playing Freddie Mercury's partner Jim Hutton in Bohemian Rhapsody, please welcome Aaron McCusker. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by the one, the only, Mr. Roger Taylor! Roger, a genuine honor to be standing here with you. I know we've only got time for a couple of questions, but if I could first ask what it feels like to be here, a stone's throw from Wembley Stadium for the premiere of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, it's kind of our spiritual home, we feel, in a way. I think it's... you know, it's been a long journey helping with the movie. I think the cast are absolutely sensational. And really, we just hope it brings a lot of joy to people.
Thank you very much, Roger. And we have thousands, hundreds of thousands of Queen fans potentially watching around the world. Do you have a message for all those fans who've followed you all these years?
Yeah, thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roger Taylor! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now with Rami Malek. Rami, you look incredible tonight. What a wonderful suit. So how are you feeling walking up the purple carpet at the world premiere of your movie?
I am over the moon tonight. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm so happy to share it with all of you, all of Queen fans around the world, especially with our cast and crew who is watching in Leicester Square. I love you. I thank you. I am so very appreciative for all the hard, long hours you put in. We did it, baby.
You did it, and then some. A wonderful movie, Rami. Let me take you back to the beginning, though. What was it like being asked to take on the role of one of the biggest icons in music history?
Well, I will not lie. It was very daunting at first. I questioned myself, but you know, he is revered by millions, hundreds of millions all over the world. He's superhuman. He gets on stage, he wields crown and cape, and he levitates. So you have to find a way to bring him down to earth. And I thought the only way I could do that is to capture his humanity. He's an immigrant kid struggling to discover his identity, conflicted, trying to figure out his sexual identity as well. That guy grows up to be one of the greatest rock stars of all time. Shouldn't have happened, but it did. And it gives me the feeling that we can all have the power to do anything we dream and aspire to do.
That was well said, Rami. I'm not going to lie. That was well said.
Leave it at that. I'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rami Malek! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Brian May! Brian, I'm so thrilled to be standing here with you. How is it being here at the world premiere for this movie?
I feel like a child. It's amazing. It's beyond your wildest dreams, you know. You'll see what we were like in this movie, you know, when it all started. Very small, very kind of insignificant people with dreams, you know, and who would ever have been able to imagine that we would come to this kind of place at this time and see this kind of celebration. I'm absolutely full of pride, incredibly proud of the actors and the whole team that put this together. And I think, Freddie, we did you proud in the end. I do think we did. And I think everyone will see that.
Fantastic. I mean, it's such a powerful movie, so much in there. How important was it for you that the right people be playing, not just yourselves, but obviously getting Rami as Freddie himself?
Yeah, well, we had a casting director. That's what happens in movies, you know. Susie Figgis, who's a legend in her own world, you know, and I think this is probably her final great act. She nailed it, you know. Every single actor in this movie is perfect for the part, and every one of them got into it and inhabited the people they were playing. It's uncanny. It's got an incredible spirit of truth, this movie, too, I think. And you'll see some of the stuff, you know, we have great scripts. You've just seen Anthony, you know, we have wonderful stuff there, material. But some of the stuff you'll see on screen, they improvised because they became us and they were able to kind of develop the situations that they're portraying in their own way, from their own hearts. That's what gives it that amazing feeling of reality, I think.
I have to ask, obviously the film culminates in your famous Live Aid performance. Obviously we're just a stone's throw away from Wembley Stadium. I mean, that must make this special, but also, what was it like seeing that brought to life again on screen?
It was incredible, because that's the very first thing that was shot. You know, these poor boys who are playing us, they're plunged into the absolute pinnacle of our career in some ways. And they had to pull it off, and they really did. But the set, when we walked in there, and it's identical to the way the Live Aid set was in the first case, It was uncanny. Not only the stage, which we walked on and went, wow, how could this be? The whole of the backstage area was perfect as well. So you walk back and there's all the sort of cold cuts and drinks and period Pepsi cans and stuff, and sort of half-eaten sandwiches. You know, it was so real. It's beyond belief. And I think everyone deserves a big thank you from us and from everyone who's going to enjoy this movie.
Absolutely. And obviously, we're here tonight. It's been, around 3 decades since Freddie's passing. Why do you think that his star just hasn't dimmed at all in those 3 decades? Why he is still such an icon that he was then and he is today?
Well, he was the real thing, Freddie, and with all his kind of insecurities and fears, but also his dreams and his passion and his power, he was very complex. But what you saw was a real person. In a sense, he was the most upfront about, I am putting on a personality, if you like. But there's a real honesty in that. He put together the great Freddie Mercury. He was young Farouk Bulsara, and his dream was to be the great Freddie Mercury, and he did it. But he did it in the public gaze. There was no pretense. It's like, I can do this. You can do this too. I think that's why people loved him who were right at the back of Wembley Stadium. They thought, he can do that. I can do that. In fact, I know some people who've told me that that's exactly what happened. And one of them is now one of the most famous super vets in the world. He said, I saw Freddie up there and I knew at that moment I could do what I wanted to do. I could fulfill my dream as well. You probably know who he is.
You're going to be watching the movie tonight in here. With 7,000 other people. It's going to be quite an exciting journey to go, and you've obviously seen the film.
I've seen it a lot of times, yeah. It gets me every time, still gets me, and I'm absolutely thrilled to think that I'm going to be sitting there and feeling it with a proper audience for the first time, an audience of people who are dying to see it. And that's the most amazing feeling. I can't wait to see how they react to certain things that we put in there. But not just us, this whole team has been incredible. I've never seen such an incredible production in my life. I learned a lot during the course of this thing. I think I kind of understand what makes a movie now. Don't think I did before. Even though we did music for films before, we weren't involved at the core. Now I understand what a movie is. A movie is not a documentary. It's not a photograph. It's more like a painting, I'd say. Like if you see a painting of the Battle of Waterloo, you say, is that true? Well, it will be true in a certain way because it's the way that the artist saw it. And that's the way a film is, I think. You put together something which actually reaches for a truth which is much deeper than what you would see from a documentary. I think it does that.
I think it does as well. It's an incredible experience watching this movie. It's been an incredible experience speaking to you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian May! Well, sadly, that is all the time we have from here at Wembley and the world premiere of Bohemian Rhapsody. Thank you to all the fans who made it down here in London, and of course, all of you watching wherever you are in the world. It's been a spectacular night.
It has indeed. And don't forget, we do want to hear from you, so keep on using that hashtag Bohemian Rhapsody.